Welcome to today's video. This is part 2 of the solar panel install on our 6-seater. So in the previous video, we put these 3 solar panels on here. They're 405 watt solar panels. So we've got 1215 watts of solar. And today we're going to be doing the wiring, hooking up the charge controller, and it's going to be so much fun. So I'm going to show you the products that we're going to be using in today's video. Everything I bought is on eBay, and I'll have links in the description. So the first product is a PVC flanged wire guard U-channel. This is the 1-inch. This is going to be used to hide the wires. It's going to be going up on here, tuck all of our wires in. So this is new. I haven't used one of these before, but I think it's going to work. Should be good. Now I'm going to talk about charge controllers. First charge controller I got here. This is an eco-worthy boost controller. So this one's going to boost the power. So if I was using one solar panel, this is the one I would use because it will take the 37.38 open circuit voltage. We just round it up to 40. This will boost this 40 volts up to 57 volts that you need to charge a lithium battery. So that's what you use on one panel. It's good for 450 watts. So that's a 405 watt panel. That would be the charge controller for one panel, but we have more than one. So this charge controller here is good for 2 panels. Now it'd work for all 3 panels because it is a 100 amp charger, but it can't handle the voltage of all 3 panels. It can handle the watts, but not the voltage, because this is good for 100 volts, which is 2 panels, because that'd be 80 volts. But 3 panels, now you're looking at 120 volts. Voltage is too high, but the watts are good. So this one, 2 panels will work. But because we have 3 panels, we're going to be using this one from Boge RV. So this one, you can either get it on eBay or you can get it directly from Boge RV. I'll have both links in the description. So the reason I got this one is because this is good for 150 volts, 40 amp, and at 48 volts it is good for 2400 watts. So watt wise it could handle a lot more solar, but that's the one that we're going to be installing. Now let me show you over here. I've got on this cart, we've got a battery power charge controller, which this one's bigger. These are very similar, and I've been really impressed with this. They're sealed. They're good sealed controller, so I really like this style for my golf carts. So we'll be installing that, and also we will be putting in solar panel breaker to turn them off and on. This is pretty cool. This comes on eBay, and this comes with extra connectors. So if you need those, it comes with them. It comes with some mounting hardware. It comes with a nice little tool for pulling them apart. Another item I'm going to be installing is these bus bars. I like to put bus bars in my golf carts because I hook so many different batteries, so many charge controllers in. Well, one charge controller. I hook auxiliary out for 48 volts out for hooking up other things. But these are really nice. You just screw them to whatever you're mounting them to, and then you've got 4 studs to hook into, plus these smaller screws for smaller wires as well. And they just have these nice little covers. So these are going in. I've got some decisions to make here. I'm thinking that I'm going to mount everything over here. I'm thinking about putting a piece of plywood right here and mounting everything in here. Definitely the bus bars are going in there. I'll get some fire treated plywood and put in there, but I've got to decide where I'm going to put this. It's a sealed unit and it is waterproof, but not upside down. It can't get water in here. But if it's like this, it can get rained on it. But down in here is going to be pretty wet. Tire's going to splash up onto it, so I don't know that that's the best place for it. I'm thinking about mounting it up somewhere up top. You know, that actually wouldn't be bad right there. And I probably need to mount this up top somewhere. Yeah, I'm really leaning towards putting both of these somewhere up there on the panels. So I'm going to figure that out and we'll get it mounted. I got it figured out. Bus bars right here. Positive negative, all wired into the battery and also wired into the controller. So those are good to go. There's my drop down converter for my lights and 12-volt accessories. So this plywood here is fire treated 3/4 inch plywood. I cut grooves in so it fit inside these slots, and then I was able to drill in some bolts and tighten it in, and that's good and solid. Gives me the perfect spot for the charge controller right here. And I'm going to put the solar on and off breaker right here and run my wires down this way. So that's the plan. So I went through my conduit pile. I grabbed a few pieces to see what would work the best. There's several different kinds. And I decided to go with this 3/4 inch bendy conduit. And I painted this with spray paint. I drilled a hole right here. And that's where we're going to run our wires in. So push that in there. And see, we just bend that right around. Probably down a little bit further. Right up into here like this. That should work. This is what I'm going to be using to run between the solar panel breaker and the controller. You can see this is really fine wire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some solder on there because I don't have any ferrules. Go ahead and drop your opinion in the comment section. Soldering or ferrules, what's best? This is what I'm going to be running between the solar panels and the shut-off switch. But see, this is thicker wire. So that is nice and thick. So I'm not worried about ferrules or soldering that one. Now I'm going to hook up my solar panels. So I've got my positive right here. Hook that into there. This is just a longer wire to make it to the PV disconnect. Then I'm going to take my negative, positive, connect them together. Negative, positive. And then here's my negative. Coming off the back, I got these nice little clips in there. Looped it back like this. And it's going to come right over here. It's going to plug right into our PV disconnect. So plug it in there. And then we'll go ahead and test this. So it should be, so we got our negative, positive. This you want to be careful, that's 100 volts there. Okay, we got nothing on there. Flip the switch. 99 volts. Sweet. Turn it off. Got nothing. Okay, that's how we hook it up. So I've got to pull this PV disconnect switch apart. The reason why is because I'm going to pull these two wires out. I've got them marked so I know which two to pull out. Because I'm just going to put my wires directly hooked into this breaker going to the charge controller. And you also have to pull this out so that you can mount it to get, so you can put screws in here. Pull the top cover off. You can see that's got a nice watertight seal in there. And these ones are coming out, so I'm going to go ahead and loosen those up. Loosen this up. Then you got to loosen this one up too. Pull that apart. Do this side as well. I don't know if I got to take that one out actually. I got to pull these little clips out. That's how it comes off of there. It's got this to hook on, and those just snap on there. Yeah, that'll work. Now we can screw that onto the golf cart and run our other wires through. Now see, those got ferrules on those. Set those aside. We need all this. Okay, let's go put it on the golf cart. So I'm going to mount this with a 3/4 inch number 12 self-tapping hex screw. Time to string these wires up to there. Poke them down into that conduit. Push them on up. There we go. Well, this is going to be fun. That's a little hole. That's pretty thick insulation there. So my plan is I'm going to stick this on this screwdriver and stick our wire in there like that and push it on. Yep. There's the magic right there. Do the other side and we'll be in good shape. So on the side of your breaker is the directions on how to pull it out, which you can't see until it is pulled out. So we're going to poke these wires through here. I've gone ahead and put this on there. So it is ready to go in there. You want to make sure you get the red on the top, or at least they match. Red, red, black, black. It's all good. Put this cover back on there. Plug in the negative. Put that back there. I put a zip tie on or something. Just gonna pull this way a little more. There we go. That looks good. So I've cut my flange wire channel so it breaks on the solar panel right there. Got across here, got clamped on center. I'm using some self-drilling 1/2-inch modified truss screws to connect it, to put it on the panel here. Okay, see how that works. Okay, that'll work good for that one. All right, get the other piece and put it on. Here it is. Now this one, I'm going to cut it a little bit longer. Got this piece of conduit I heated up with a heat gun, bent it, painted it, and that'll go right here. So we want to cut that probably right there. Got my second channel on now. Not sure if I'm liking this or not. Trying to get these wires tucked down in there. Other option you could do is run them all across and tuck them along here and around. But the reason I went with this is because I want to put some cab lights in here. I want to put a light bar on the front and probably some backup lights on the back. Here's the positive coming from the front of the golf cart. We're going to poke it through here. This is what I like about this 1-inch channel is your 3/4 inch fits right in there. Just like that. And then that will plug into here. Just got to put that connector on it. Got my MC4 clamped on there now. I put some red tape on there just to make so that it's less confusing. Plug that in. Probably zip tie that there. Yeah, that's what I should do. Zip tie those on there. All right, that's got the solar hooked up. Run down into here. Now we're going to hook up the charge controller. Time to put this charge controller in there. I've gone ahead and put the ground wire on there already because it's going to be hard to get to on the side there once this controller goes in. I've got a line here where I'm going to mount it to. Now the nice thing about having a piece of plywood here is I can just use these 3/4 inch modified truss lath screws and screw whatever I want onto that panel. Makes mounting so easy. I need a longer extension. So I ended up moving my controller over this way a little bit more. The reason why is I could not get the screws in the back side. It was just way too tight. Now we're going to hook up the solar to the charger. My battery's off. It's been off the whole time. Solar's off. See? Okay, can't quite read that. I had to take a picture with my phone so I can see that PV battery, positive, negative. I can't read it from the top here. I'll go positive into here. So make sure your screws are all the way out. This charge controller can handle some fairly good sized wires. Tighten that up really good. Poke that negative clear up in there. Tighten that down. It is a little bit hard to get to this charge controller where it's at. Got these two wires to hook up to the battery side. Now these came out of my 91 Club car. When I changed it to solid state, it had a lot of extra wires left over. I'm going to have a bunch of wires when I change that one over to solid state. So that's how I keep myself supplied in wires. I've soldered these ends. I'm going to have to invest in a ferrule kit eventually, but for now, I'm just soldering them. Some people argue that the solder will melt and you'll lose connection. I don't think that's the case though. What's your opinion? Drop me a comment. In my opinion, if this is getting hot enough to melt solder, you've got other problems. We'll go positive. I'm going to run this one up across the top here. Run over this negative. Time to put our bolts and washers on our bus bar here. Now we're going to put our covers on the bus bars. So I've got an empty spot right here so that I can hook up another battery. I'm hoping to one day put a battery underneath the front seat. I'm going to hook up this ground wire that's hooked to the controller. I've cleaned this up right here so that it is nice and clean. Okay, that's done. Okay, that's got it all hooked up. I just got to put this cover on there.
It's a cool little cover. See, it's magnetic. Slide on there, just magnets on. I did put a wire clamp right there to hold the wires. Let's go ahead and turn on the battery. It'll come on pretty soon. You'll see these light up. There we go. Battery's on. There you go. Battery, 52.5 volts. Gotta love that. That even shows up on the camera. Okay. Let's turn on the PV. So the easiest way to program these is with the app. You're going to grab your manual, scan your QR code, Android or iOS, depends on your phone, download your app. Then you can go into your app and you're going to press on the top corner, top right corner, the Bluetooth sign. You're going to find your device, Charge Pro, connect. See, we're connected now. We're charging at 9 amps, 53.1 volts, 461 watts. So it's working. Should have a lot more power than that coming in. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go down to the bottom right corner, parameter settings, click on that. Now the device is locked right here at this point. So you're going to touch that locked button and then you're going to push confirm. Now it's unlocked and you can program it. System voltage, auto type. We got the battery type, which is set for gel. You click on that. Go down to Li for lithium iron. Click on that voltage. Put that to 48 volts. You can go into advanced settings and fine tune it if you'd like, but that should be all we need. Success. I'll go back to real-time monitoring. There you go, 53.1 volts on the battery, 88 volts coming in from the solar. That's pretty weird. We should have a lot more power than that coming in. Should have like a lot more. I don't know why. It's only, that's just a little over one panel worth of power. They're hooked in series, so they've all got to be working. Now we're charging at 822 watts. The problem was I had a piece of drywall sitting on this side to give me some shade so it wasn't glaring into the battery box here when we were recording. So now we are getting a good amount of power. So 822 watts. That is more than this will do. This is a factory charger. Plug it in here. So I did use this factory charger to charge this battery before I had the solar panels hooked up. This battery was at 16%. Charged it all the way up to 100%. It took 10.5 hours. And it was only charging at 500 watts. So this is 300 watts more right now than that will put out. So this is going to be an awesome power system. The sun's a little bit on an angle. We'll probably get more power, peak solar time. We'll just keep cruising this thing around, see what it does, testing it. But I love it. I think that is so great. Charging more than a wall charger. That's phenomenal. I like this bigger size. Gives us more shade. I think it turned out really well. So stay tuned for update videos. Tell you what, I'm so excited for the amount of power we're going to have coming off these panels. We could run full-size fridges when we're camping. It's going to be phenomenal. We're probably going to do an Adventure Channel video with this weekend. It's going to be awesome. So we're just going to keep testing, see how well it works. That's it for this video. So we'll catch you guys all next time. Thanks for watching.